Welcome back. The global population is expected to rise to about 9.5 billion people by the year 2050. And of course, the challenge to feed everyone is under the spotlight as we observe World Food Day. Now, back at home, an innovative investment solution in the agriculture space is aiming to be part of the solution to that. CEO of Fedgroup, Grant Field, joins us in studio. Grant, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Tell us more about impact farming and that project in particular.
It really is a brand new idea looking at what technology allows us to do. In the past, if people wanted to get money for farming or for agriculture, they'd have to go to a bank, they'd have to go to some fund that would lend them money. But really, if you look at what crowdsourcing and crowdfunding can do, we've built an app that allows individuals who have got some money to spend to put that through the app in a crowd type of basis so that people can use it for farming and agriculture.
It sounds so easy. I'm going to try it after the show. Tell us about the app and how people invest. I also read that people can buy a blueberry bush for 300 Rand, for instance.
Yes, so it really is easy. You go and you download the app either on the iStore or you go to Apple's Play Store and you just download the app. You then register yourself, and it's as easy as that. You can, for 300 Rand, buy yourself a single blueberry bush and you're up and running. If you think of a fund, you normally have to invest in a fund. You don't really know where that money is going. Now you literally are the owner of an asset rather in some complex fund.
So 300 Rand for a blueberry bush. Who maintains it? Is there a monthly fee thereafter? How do you see the profits?
So the platform is a low-based fee. It's 1%, and that's what we charge. But in any peer-to-peer network, there's a number of players. So there's a landowner who's paid by us for his land. There's a farmer who's paid for farming. And really, the investor puts his money in, and we look after everything else for him. So whilst he owns the asset, he doesn't have to do any of the work.
So you don't have to get your hands dirty. That's the best part about it, right? Tell us how people have been responding to this so far.
So the response has been amazing. We launched the app 6 weeks ago, and we've had over 20,000 people download the app. We've trended as #1 in terms of both app stores. We've been trending #1. We've literally just had 3,500 people actually buy through the app, 25 million Rand through the app. So those are incredible numbers for an app that's 6 weeks old, and we're excited about it.
So the result of this investment, when do you start seeing returns? Because people obviously want to go into the app, they're going to buy a blueberry bush for 300 Rand, and they expect to see their money coming back to them.
Yes, so it's not a fund, and therefore it's not smoothed. You are the farmer, although you're not getting your hands dirty. So you'll only see your money once your blueberry plant starts to yield blueberries, once those blueberries are sold. If you want quicker returns or you want to see the money sooner, you can buy solar panels as well in exactly the same way. So if you buy a solar panel, as soon as that's installed, you'll start to get returns every single month, so long as the sun shines.
Yes, where in Africa it's going to shine a lot. Tell me about how the poor actually benefits from this project, because it's World Food Day.
Yeah, so I think that if you look at World Food Day, it really highlights the fact that hopefully by the year 2030, we can get to a point where no one is hungry anymore. And I think that's what I really like about what World Food Day symbolizes. And this app essentially recognizes that food security is important, but we also have to all look after our precious resources. So sustainability is important. And this app focuses on impact farming, so farming in sustainable manners, ways that don't use much water, that type of thing. And really, on both sides of the equation, people win, whether it be the farmers who now get access to finance and to other tool sets that weren't available before, or that someone who's relatively poor can invest for as little as 300 Rand with no initial fees.
What about job creation? Is it helping in that regard?
Well, absolutely. Every single time that we put up a new solar site, there are jobs created. Every single time that blueberries are planted, there are jobs created. We also have beehives, and that's a great business in that you can have, in small communities, they can look after a number of beehives, and again, jobs are created.
Yeah. So tell me about SARS, because you're always worried when you invest or say you own something. How does that work? How are you working with the Revenue Service in that regard? Because it's money flowing.
Yeah, so I think essentially you will own an asset. It's the same as if you went online and you bought a camera, for example, and if you rented that out. Any income that you receive from us, you have to declare. What is interesting about this is that, especially in the solar sort of initiative, there are great tax rebates. So for those who are technical and go and look at a 12B tax allowance, they can really do really well out of this.
Okay, so tell me more about the solar panels, because I want to know exactly how that works and how you get involved.
So you download the app, you buy yourself a solar panel on the app for 5,000 Rand. You can buy one or many. And we then, on the other side, have found a site that needs solar panels. And so we will get a whole lot of people who come on the app and they will buy solar panels together. We put all those solar panels together and we install it on someone else's roof. We pay that roof owner a rental for his roof, and someone who wants to use electricity pays us a rental for the panels. So that's how the investor gets their return, is that their panel is rented out on their behalf and we're paying someone else for their roof space. So everyone wins.
Yeah. All right, you can use my roof as well. I'll speak to you after the show. Thanks so much for your time and your insight. We do appreciate it. That was CEO of Fedgroup, Grant Field.